Oh, it's Friday, 8:07, WMAL, 105.9 FM and AM 630 WMAL, where Washington comes to talk.
It is indeed.
Brian Wilson over there, Brian Neiman here, Jake Tapper on the phone, senior White House correspondent for ABC News, and rumor has it, the host this week of This Week. Is that right, Jake?
That's right. I'll be subbing for George as he takes a well-deserved week off, and we've got a great show. I've been working for months and months to put this show together. We have an exclusive interview with the Secretary of Defense, Leon Panetta, who has not sat down and done a Sunday show interview in a long, long time, and we'll be talking to him about all the world's hotspots. Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan, that Pakistani doctor, and then also we'll be going on a walk through the Vietnam Veterans Memorial with him in commemoration of Memorial Day. He is a Vietnam era veteran, having served in military intelligence, and we'll be talking to him about Memorial Day as well. So it should be a great show. We also have Ron Brownstein, Nia Malika Henderson, Liz Clayman, Jennifer Granholm, and, of course, George Will on the roundtable. So very excited.
All right. You mentioned this Pakistani doctor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on
That's where I was going. Go ahead.
The Pakistani doctor. This is a story where a Pakistani doctor apparently helped us, in the Bin Laden matter, has been sent to jail.
Vaccination, as part of a CIA operation to confirm the DNA of people in that house, because the U.S. intelligence had not confirmed who was in there, so they did the vaccinations, and where they were able to confirm through DNA sampling.
He's been sentenced to some 33 years in Pakistani prison for his involvement, and the United States is upset about it, but has the president actually spoken about it to your knowledge?
I have not heard the president say anything about it. The sentence is relatively new, and the president, I don't think, has done any interviews or press conferences since it happened. It will obviously, I hope he's not listening, but it will obviously be one of the things I ask Secretary Panetta about, given that there are a lot of questions in this country about that. The Senate voted to strip some financial aid to Pakistan, unless the doctor is freed. And then just more existentially, there are questions here about, is this really the behavior of an ally? Sure, no country likes people within its country to cooperate with the intelligence agencies of other countries, but by the same token, he was trying to help us get somebody that Pakistan said was an enemy, Osama bin Laden. Does he really deserve 33 years in prison and a substantial fine? I think it's a legitimate question. Is Pakistan an ally? Is this the behavior of an ally? It's hard to imagine any other country really getting away with something like that.
Do we know yet how the Pakistanis came to know about this doctor and his involvement?
I don't. No, I don't know how that came about. I can't imagine. I really am at a loss. I don't know.
To your point, though, about he helped get Bin Laden. We don't know for sure whether or not they actually got DNA out of that house, though, right? I mean, I know that he was doing these fake vaccinations in order to try to get DNA out of that house to see if Bin Laden was there. But do we know that they actually got the DNA out of that house?
We don't. I assume that there were people in the house whose the doctor was able to ascertain their DNA.
Okay,
whether that is a relative of Bin Laden or one of the aides to Bin Laden that was in the house with him, I don't know.
Okay, I was just saying, because if you actually had the DNA that you knew it was Bin Laden, it makes that gutsy call a lot less gutsy. I mean,
I don't think they did. I don't think the guy swabbed Bin Laden's cheek. I think it's a question of whether or not they could confirm. This is all supposition, but I imagine it would have been more like they confirmed that either one of the aides to Bin Laden was there, or they were able to confirm that a member of the Bin Laden family
was in there,
like a son or a grandchild or a wife or someone like that. But
right.
I don't know the details, but I think given Osama bin Laden's penchant for secrecy, no one's talking about oh, Osama, open your mouth.
I understand that. I just didn't know if they actually had the DNA of it. It makes a big
more likely
difference.
Somebody close to him. I still think that they were never 100% that Bin Laden was in the house.
Good enough. Now, to me, the point here is that this guy sentenced to 33 years in prison for treason. Everybody who has done a report on there talking about the people in Pakistan, they're happy he's going to jail. They think he is treasonous. And doesn't that speak volumes of the relationship, the real world going on right now between the United States and the rest of the world, or that part of the world, especially in Pakistan?
Well, I mean, public opinion polls of the Pakistani people are full of information like that in terms of skepticism about 9/11, questions about whether Israel was behind the attacks. I mean, public opinion in Pakistan is not, that does not surprise me. That's where public opinion tends to go. And a lot of, it's not just Pakistan. I mean, a lot of this gets into a larger discussion about the information spread throughout the Muslim and Arab worlds, but a lot of the people who spread information in the Muslim and Arab worlds or spread misinformation so as to distract from the problems of their own country.
Right.
And that's true whether it's Saudi Arabia or Pakistan.
I know you work the White House beat, but I'm sure you were looking for information on this story when it broke, when we got bin Laden. Do you feel that the administration and that the Pentagon was more forthcoming with information to these Hollywood filmmakers for the movie that they're doing about the SEALs and the capture of bin Laden than they were to the rest of the media?
I do not personally feel that way. No, I mean, now I don't. I didn't go through the channels that the filmmakers went through in terms of making official requests. I called sources and talked to people, but no, I got a lot of cooperation as to what happened. Going back to that night, and the report that ABC News did live that night, and then we did an ebook. ABC News did an ebook, and I had a lot of information in there as well. No, I don't. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be questions asked about the filmmakers and how much access they got. It's certainly appropriate for a vigilant press and a vigilant Congress to ask questions like that. But I have not seen any evidence that they got any more information than I got. We interviewed Secretary Panetta. Other channels, other networks got to interview President Obama. I certainly got a lot of sources telling me about the mission. So I haven't seen any evidence that there was anything untoward. Now, that's not to say that there isn't. I just haven't seen anything evidence of it.
Real quick, and we just have a few seconds. I'm wondering if there's been any reaction to the White House to the rousing showing in the state of Kentucky by Uncommitted.
It's a good question. I have not asked the White House about that, and the campaign will not go on the record talking about it. Kentucky, Arkansas, West Virginia,
right.
These are not states that President Obama is going to be sinking a whole lot of money into trying to win this November. No, but I think, it's certainly a valid question. It certainly indicates something. You might remember, it wasn't that, I might be getting my history wrong here, but it wasn't that in 1968 that Gene McCarthy won New Hampshire over Lyndon Johnson. It's just that he did really well. That caused one of the reasons for Lyndon Johnson to ultimately not run for re-election. Right. I'm not suggesting that's anything like what's going on now with President Obama and these red state primaries, but it certainly indicates that there's a lack of enthusiasm for him among Democrats in this state.
Well, Jake Tapper, it's always good to have you on the program. You're guest hosting this week, this Sunday.
They're going to get Leon Panetta. It'll be a fascinating interview.
I'll be watching.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.